Good morning, this is Pigsy doing another video just about my experiences in relation to last night. I had the same routine of a sort of pounding sort of pulse noise, it's like a pulse frequency. You can hear it in my eardrums. I mean, my family, we have a sort of we have a reputation of having glue ear, and well, basically with glue ear you've got a larger eardrum. The bone in the eardrum is larger. As you see, it's affected my sleep. There's also been something I think is possibly like another dose of chemtrail type flu. I just started feeling this thing like in my throat and in my chest. It started coming on for no reason. And then I met a client, and they had pretty much a similar sort of. They already had developed this cold, and it's not really cold. Sort of the weather to develop colds in my mind. I mean, it's we're cracking on through February, and it's usually sort of earlier on that people start getting sort of bits of colds and stuff like that. But I think they're sort of airborne contaminants that are put into sort of the plane fuel and stuff like that. So yeah, so that started coming on. I have this pulse, and I was thinking, is it the wiring that's being used in my property? So I shut that off at night, and I was thinking, I don't know if it calmed it down or not, but to be honest, I don't think it is. It's possibly just using a mass sort of harp device, and basically hitting people with frequencies of energy. I was watching a video, and it also covered basically having these sort of like nanoparticles in your body. They use carbon to sort of regenerate their structure, and the carbon, the frequency reacts to the carbon and charges these things up, so it powers them up. I also had something. It was like a beeping in my head, so it's like it was well deep behind the back of the head. It was like beep beep beep, and it's just like the three beeps. Now, three beeps is historically 3 or 6 would be like a human technology does stuff like that, which is more creepier. That possibly it's assembled an implant inside my head, or I've already got an implant in there. This is not the first time I've had that, because I think I had heard it before and I just ignored it. Thought maybe it's a device, and maybe it's like an electrical device in my where I live and so on. But no, the actual noise is right where my head is, and there's no electrical stuff there when I'm asleep. Um, Sometimes I put a phone in the room, but it's not that either, because it just tweets. Or if I forget to put it in airplane mode, and just use it as an alarm clock, so it's not really, it won't be doing anything else there. So it's definitely concerning with these type of things that are going on. I mean, at some point, I believe that you're all going to be roboticized in some way, especially if they're putting these things in the air constantly. I avoid vaccines. I've got bad experience with vaccine. I was a young lad, and I remember being in hospital. I must have been like 8 or something, and they wanted to do a checkup, and my mum left the room, and they gave me an injection of this. They got me to stand up and sort of checked. I think they checked if my nuts had dropped as well. The nurse was a bit uncomfortable doing that, because I was just like, so it wasn't really, cause I didn't really get what was going on. So I was just like standing there naked, and she's got her hand next to my private, so this is a bit weird. Yeah, so she my mum was out of the room, and she gave me an injection, and then she checked my pulse, and I think she was checking to see my temperature as well. See if she was basically to see if it actually had an effect. And I told her that she had like a tingling sensation in my head. And then she waited, and she was thinking about giving me a booster until there was actually a reaction. I think my pulse rate started going up, which is an indication of some sort of like a toxin that your body's reacting to. So the indication there was just to actually cause some sort of biological reaction in me, and it's concerning when you've got things like that going on in the background. Most of the corporations we got at the moment, the corpse part of it, the corporation, definitely corpse rate. That's what it is. It's about money. It's about death. It's just the way the industries work. It's terrible. Like your pharmaceuticals, they're not going to make A-grade drugs. They don't want you to live forever, but they make you things that just get you by, basically. but they won't deal with the problem either. So you've got like, this is why I heavily criticise things like cancer research and stuff like that, because basically they're just saying they're doing research, but I don't really see much results. I mean, sure, there's chemo drugs, but that's really a government thing. How does the charity feed into that? So I'd love to see the books and see what's going on with all that money. It's just blown away, to be honest. Maybe I should think about setting up a charity and targeting certain things against the globalists. So an anti-globalist charity. They probably like that because it funds the narrative. So they like to fund both sides of a war, so they can basically get the best deal out of it, really, and then just sort of maintain the blood sacrifice of people getting killed. Because the more that die, the more they sort of feel that they're honouring their beliefs in Bao and shit like that. So anyway, this is Pixie signing off. Hope you have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon.